got it. Country girl, I love you. Yeah. Outside.
Outside and went on the wind.
No. Start to copy this and do it the same in your neighborhood.
Yeah!
That's what I was using. So this, go ahead. Let's get that cart and that cart on. Hey, what's up guys? So no racing right now because it's the winter time. So I figured I'd do some extra videos talking more about chassis and engines and the nuts and bolts of what YKN is and what our carts are. So I figured I'd start this off with some pretty new exciting changes for next year's race season for me and Adria, Team MRE. I crashed my chassis, Carlos, right at the end of the season. That's why I'm in this. And it junked the chassis, it bent the left rear frame rail. So I needed a new chassis. Adria doesn't need a new chassis, but we're always game for something. And my buddy Roger Kinser had some pretty cool stuff sitting in his shop that wasn't getting used. So he offered me his son, Kerry Kinser. He offered me his chassis that he built probably a decade ago, which is super nice. So I'm going to show a video about that. And then we'll also show a video about a new Kinser Bandit that's being built by Roger himself. Kinser Bandits are some chassis that race with us where the engine's behind the driver. They might look like a yard cart, but they are not. They're race chassis. They're just not very common. But he used to build them back in the day, and he's got a couple of them. But we'll get into that as well after I show you my new cart. Anyway, I hope you guys like this kind of content. It's a little bit more behind the scenes, not so just race kind of stuff. Let me know if you guys like it. Comment, subscribe, the whole nine, all the YouTube things you're supposed to do. Turn on the bells and all the bells and whistles. Is that right? Bells and whistles? Turn on the bells and whistles. You can follow me on Instagram at Monday Race Engines. You can follow us on Facebook at Yard Cart Nationals. It's a group page. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate the support, and I hope you like the video. We got it. We got the Kinser flat cart from Roger. Anyway, we're on our way home. We'll shoot some video detail, like all the intricacies of this little chassis. It's super sweet. His son built it, and I mean, he didn't miss a inch of this thing. It's really cool. So we'll do a video when we get home. Let's get that cart and that cart on the stand together. Alright, so this is the new chassis we just picked up from Roger Kinser. This is his son. Son built the chassis. Same guys that are building the Bandits, which is like the rear engine carts. Same family. But this is a flat cart. This is normal engine beside you kind of layout like our carts. That's Carlos. There's Adria's cart down there. And the really cool thing about this cart that I was intrigued by initially is the front end setup. It's almost like a double A-arm kind of design with tube sleeves and heims and like a T upper. And then obviously you can adjust your caster both this way. I mean, everything's adjustable basically. Pretty interesting. And then the second thing about this chassis that intrigued me, but honestly is kind of scaring me, is the fact that it's a slip joint left rear frame rail, which is very interesting. Me and Shane were just sitting here playing with it, and I still don't understand it. Okay, so I just took off, hold on, I just took off both these bars, which we'd already done before, but go ahead. So you can see how it moves there, which is, but we just realized, okay, do it again, okay, So that's what limits the rearward travel. Like if you were to hit the brakes, because my question was what keeps this thing from sliding out whenever you hit the brakes? And the answer is that in some way or another. Do it again. Interesting. Do it again. Okay, we just found out more shit. All right, do it again, Shane. Look at that. So this, go ahead. This whole bearing, because it's on this sleeve, it can go like this. So really that's what these rods are for, is to keep it 90 to the chassis while allowing it to go in and out on this rail. That's why we found whenever you tighten or loosen these two bars, we thought at first if you did that it would move this, but we found that it would move this within the radiuses that these were, which mean they weren't binding it. So they're meant to move within their range. So that makes sense. So these are only made to hold the bearing 90. It's interesting. This is called a wiggy bar seat setup, to where you can slide the seat back and forth on this bar that's not on the chassis. And it's also got a front wiggy bar setup. Same deal. So you can slide the seat left and right just on those wiggy bars. They're parallel to each other. So that's cool. But yeah, this front end is super, super interesting. It's also got the one bar, I don't know what they call it, but it's like a one bar tie rod setup to where it's got, okay, somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but when you have one equal bar connecting both of your spindles, when you steer, your spindles are 100% steering one-to-one with each other, because the bar is connected straight to each other, as opposed to, well, this is a better example, an unequal length heim joint setup. An unequal length setup like this side's much shorter than that side. As you turn the steering wheel, 1 degree here isn't going to be 1 degree here and there. You see what I'm saying? Because of the length, they're going to pivot at different rates. So I think that's why they go to the single bar tie rod like this. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. All the pedals and stuff are super, super tight and nice. This is Carlos. That's what I was using. And then this throttle setup I really look forward to using. I'm very into throttle control nowadays. We're doing all this small block open short track. It's necessary to have control of your throttle and be able to tiptoe off the middle and stuff sometimes with a big power. Just that heim really helps guide the whole process so nice. So I like that. And it looks like it's got a lot of travel to it. So that should be good for the Makunis. Super cool chassis though. And this is Carlos, clapped old Carlos. Now I've modified Carlos. I've moved the steering column all the way to the right. I've rebuilt this entire rail. This outer rail is original, but this whole inner rail is redone and attached further back and attached in the front. It used to just stop here. But yeah, no wiggy bar setup, no adjustable front end. I'm on borrowed time basically with this stuff. In fact, I was limited entirely to my front end setup because I couldn't adjust widths. As you can see, this side maxed out, no spindle left, barely. And this stuff was all getting so wore out. It's amazing I was doing as good as I was in this thing, considering how clapped it is. But it's done me well. It's been a great, great cart. No complaints. It's been a great cart. Until it wasn't, until it broke my back.
country girl that works.
Country girl, I love you. Yeah.
How long have you known each other?
We've been together for 13 years. So
That's your
13.
grinder, Roger, mine.
Huh?
That's your grinder?
Yeah, that's mine, yeah. I've got it. Hang on, I gotta get that.
All right, so this is a new Kinser Bandit. You gonna call it a Bandit as well? Okay. So a new Kinser Bandit.
Stage 3.
Stage 3. Why you say that?
It's a third generation.
Third generation.
Yeah.
So Josh Cunningham's is what?
Second.
Second.
First one was one I ran the other night.
That short one?
Yeah.
Okay, the one Mitch ran out at Nightmare. Well, the 50 lap.
Yeah.
That's first gen.
And the next gen would be the two that I built. One, Mitch's runs. It's a modified
Okay.
second stage.
Okay.
This would be the third stage. Because this is, it's just different.
Just where all the positioning is different?
Yes.
What about motor rails and stuff? Do they vary?
Yeah, the Gen 1s and 2s, the motor set down below the rear axle.
Below it?
Yes.
Really?
These are going to set on top of the rear axle.
Oh, wow.
Because the problem is, when you get below the rear axle, you got to be back here.
Okay.
And the package becomes heavy.
Okay, so which one had the bottom rail? The second one?
No, both. First, 1 and 2.
Oh, this is the first one like this?
Yes.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
the problem was we were getting too much rear weight
Oh.
by hanging. And here's what happens. This cart does this. I seen it on the film. It bends right here. And it makes the cart loose.
Okay.
So, if you put these two items together, the driver and the motor together,
Okay.
you don't have the hoopty-doos.
Interesting.
See what I'm saying? Everything else. Also, coming off the turn with left weight, you come off straight.
Right. Left rear drives you forward.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the whole theory.
And so with that idea, left rear drives you forward, these carts have typically been pretty tight because they've got so much left rear.
I call Fruitland Park. I used to race there 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And we went up there with that Gen 1.
Yeah.
I didn't have a driver. So I just asked around. Anybody know? Yeah, this guy, he'll drive, his motor blowed up. So
Yeah.
get on there.
Show up to the track, no driver.
So here
Just
we
the
go.
cart.
In practice,
Yeah.
he gets in it. First thing he does is hit the tire. Not front end.
Left front.
Brought it in here.
Nice.
In the heat race, did the same thing. And we had to weld it. It's like, I told him, I said, you're fired if you get within 2 feet of the tires.
Right.
On the feature, on the outside, he passed them all.
Outside.
Outside and went on the wind.
With a mod motor.
Yeah! With a small 212.
Oh, it had a clone on it.
Huh?
It was a clone motor.
Yeah!
No shit. All right, guys, real quick update. Roger just pulled up. Just want to give you guys a quick update before you got in here. Been doing some welding. Got the front end braced up. So he brought this chassis to me all tacked together, and I just did all the welding for him. Fit and finish wasn't great, so I had to fill in some gaps, but with the TIG. But we're really close now. I gotta get this side pod tacked on. I just need somebody else to help me with it. We're still working on the front end and pedals. Back end's pretty well all done. Don't think there's anything else going on back there. There's the rear coupe. That gets, it's got these little slugs that hold it all together. We need to finish up this steering column brace. Finish up a couple things to hold the floor pan in it. But yeah, we're getting close. Getting pretty damn close now. Got my engine shop looking like a fab shop. What up, man?
The snow disguised everything.
Yeah, you got lost. He drove right past.
Well, you're going to be in line with, there's usually offset to the left a little bit. There you go, right there. That's it. That would be it. Now you got to get your hangers from the back.
I want to see. Can I see a motor sitting on this thing? It's
Sure,
like,
get one.
yeah.
Grab one.
This is loose on the cart.
Put your bolt to it. Maybe go swap it, maybe it's the other one.
Yeah, put your feet. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. We're still middle of the project. We got a couple months until we race. So I'll keep you guys updated as we get closer and closer and get ready to race both karts. Not only mine, but the Kinser Bandit as well. So thank you guys. If you guys like this type of content, comment below. Let us know. Let us know if this is kind of stuff you want to see. You know, we do a lot of the racing. I think it'd be kind of cool to start showing you guys more of the mechanics behind what we're racing, so you guys can maybe start to copy this and do it the same in your neighborhood. Anyway, thanks again guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Till I can't feel like ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like